Hello, this is Dr. Lewerenz at Longevity Health Institute. Wrapping up my day here on a lovely end of May day. And I thought of something I could bring you and share with you, maybe motivate you, educate you, inspire you, who knows, but is something personal about myself because I get asked this a lot when patients get to know me. And I feel like we develop really good relationships in our office here and build a good culture and a good relationship and, make a partnership in your health. So I'm going to share some things with you that I often get asked, okay? So I'm being a little vulnerable because I'm going to share some things with you. So one thing I get asked often is, what is my daily routine like personally to keep wellness, to be energetic, to be healthy, to be fit, to keep, if you will, doing this and enjoying life? Well, my daily practice is really pretty simple. Because it doesn't veer and it's just how I'm wired. I used to be an athlete and used to do stuff with, sports. And so, I've always very important myself to be, fed well, energetic, recover well. So my day usually start about 5, 6 a.m. And that kind of depends on what day it is because some evenings can get a little later based on some sports I do and stuff. But most of my days start about 5, 6 a.m. I wake up, I actually drink a lot of water first. I think that's very important. Move the body a little bit first. If it's possible because of the weather and the time of day and light and season, I like to get sun in my eyes and fresh air. Okay, and I do have coffee in the morning. And after doing some intentional things with either reading, writing, or reviewing some things that are, medically, even like emails and some practice things. Then I hit the gym in my basement. I have a gym. I built my basement, pretty much everything. I heat that gym up to about 100 degrees, okay, with space heaters. Because two things. One is heat produces heat shock proteins, which are great for your immune system. Sweating is a great detoxifier. You get rid of a lot of the smaller specific gravity toxins and chemicals and just the crap we get every day in the world. Because remember, you are the filter. It's not if you're toxic, it's just how toxic. And so, anything I'm doing, whether it's weights, whether it's on a, Peloton, whether it's just stretching, and most of the time I do combinations and mix it up. Some days I go really hard with endurance stuff and HIIT training, and some days, high intensity, riding, and some days I actually do weights only, and some days I do a little bit of a mixture so I have some recovery, okay? I actually hydrate a lot. Depending on my time, I do a cold plunge occasionally. I loved going from a heat shock protein, that heat environment and sweating, to like a really 2-3 minute deep cold plunge. Great for your immune system, great for energy, clears my brain. I love the feeling. A lot of good scientific data on heat and cold shock proteins from immunity and stuff, and longevity and increasing like some health span. And then, I get ready, obviously, and I go to the office and I take care of you. But I try to start my day that way. Now, occasionally my days are a little different because I play hockey. I call it old man hockey. So it's not quite the intensity, but, I still play with 30, 40-year-olds. So, I gotta be, ready. But that tends to be a little later at night. So those mornings I might either sleep in or do some stuff just after that morning, like stretching and all that. But that's my typical routine. Occasionally it gets varied because of vacations and stuff like that. I love on the weekends when the weather's good to go mountain biking, to go hiking, to get outside. I actually ride motocross. And when I can, I play hockey more than once a week. But that's kind of my daily. Now, in my basically, let's call it 9 to 5, which is never really 9 to 5. It's usually about 8:30 till about 6:30 or 7. But in most of my days, obviously I'm doing a lot of stuff here. But I think what's most important, you start the day with good intention, literally intention. Like you think about what your day is going to be. You plan, you visualize. You start with good movement, good hydration, okay? And the rest of your day will follow optimally, okay? And yes, I eat well, and most of that's going to be mostly gluten-free, very plant-based. I do have animal products, some proteins. I think that's very important, but I'm very clean eating and very intentional eating with that stuff. and mostly like a lot of fish, and chicken, lean stuff. Very, very, very rarely do I have red meat. In fact, actually, there was about a 20-year period that I had no red meat, no pork. I don't like pork at all, but I mean, again, I have red meat occasionally, and I think that's still healthy if you're mindful. I have no dairy though, okay? So that's a common question I get. The next common question that I get is, if there was 2 or 3 things that you really, really, really want to focus on for prevention and longevity in that. And, longevity is a weird word. It's the name of our practice. Of course, we want to live long, but what we really want to have is health span, lifespan that's healthy, excuse me. And so the important thing here is, the very important thing, since they'll tell me I never get a break when the phone's ringing back in my office. But the important thing is to, really, really be aware and really be mindful, okay, of, your, how should I say, your day-to-day and your mindset and that. And, again, good sleep, good nutrition, good recovery is super, super key. But then when I'm asked about, what you take, what supplement you take, or what vitamin, or what's the most important, well, I would say there's 3 supplements that are really key, and pretty much for everybody in almost any age. I mean, even adolescents or preteens, okay? And then the other thing, which is so, so important, is I really, really firmly believe in hormones, and not necessarily hormone treatment your entire life, but it's hormone appreciation. There's such important signaling molecules in your body. They cause cell-to-cell communication. And they actually, when done right and when done with the best intention, they improve brain health and heart health and immunity and anti-inflammation and bone health. And I could go on and on and on. But even the American College of Cardiology just last month at their convention came out with, and it's published, it's there, you can look it up. I can actually post it for you. But the American College of Cardiology actually said how important it is for women to, in menopause, especially early, replace hormones and do it right, because there's less heart disease and less strokes, and I mean up to 50% less cardiac events and strokes. That is so important, and that's just one system, okay, in a preventative model. But how about feeling good, thriving, not just surviving, okay? So I think you live with good intention. I think I already said this many times, good sleep. You really appreciate your hormones and get a good deep dive on your hormones. And literally as you age, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you want to go back and look at those and compare where you felt the best and you're working the best and you're optimal, but not super physiologic. So not excessively. We're not doing anything here to make you superhuman Hulks, Arnold Schwarzenegger's in the past, or bodybuilders. We don't do that. We keep you physiologically in a range to be healthy and optimal. The 3 supplements would be this. I think everybody needs to appreciate and take vitamin D and be optimal, a range about 60 to 80. I think everybody, almost at any age, needs good gut flora, which means a good quality, high probiotic. And I think everybody needs extra fish oil. And the reason is good quality omega-3s, okay, have been proven not just on lipid benefits, but on brain health and on longevity. And I think hands down, if I'm picking 3, it's D, omega-3s, and a good probiotic. Now, that being said, you can go to our supplement shop on our page, and we have all the highest quality, third-party tested GMP professional grade products. You can get Omega Pure. You can get our best probiotic is Biome Sec B, and and obviously vitamin D3, and that's the best vitamin D you can get. And that's just a simple approach, okay, to being well and staying well. Number 3, what's the 3rd most common thing you get asked? Well, very commonly throughout the years, because of stories, when we get to know each other and all that, and you guys see in my videos here, I have this wall of all these kind of entertainers and pictures, and and I have many, many things, and there's other walls and other rooms and other offices, and funny thing is, even in my basement, in fact, my wife and family tell me I need to grow up and quit putting this stuff on the wall. But I've been fortunate enough to be able to care for and take care of entertainers and athletes and really meet some amazing people in my life and be blessed to know them and care for them and treat them. And it started, believe it or not, way back because my father was a physician for Cronk Boxing Team, which had 5, 6 world champions back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, early 2000s, and entertainers to literally, he took care of Elton John and Elvis Presley and, the Stones and Jay Giles and blah, blah, blah. So I through the years, even in my pre-teens, 10, 11, 12, I'd been around the country with him and knowing and meeting people and just getting exposed to that. And then those relationships have been passed down. And I actually do a little bit of work with some Live Nation events and stuff with entertainers and great people. And believe it or not, which is really, really exciting and, just interesting to know, most of the people that are high-level entertainers are doing this. They're dieting, they're exercising, they're moving, they're looking at their hormones and blood work and being optimal, and they're really doing it. Why? Because we're all aging. No one's beating that. If you're lucky, you're aging. Okay, birth to death, you want a good health span, you got to start working on it in your 3rd, 4th decade for sure, if not earlier. Okay, but if you want to thrive in life, have a good job, financially secure, be healthy, enjoy the world, enjoy people, family, friends, loved ones, and make a generational change, because what you do will impact what you do in your household, in your circle of friends and family around you. I guarantee it. So you can make a generational impact on your children and their children. Okay, one of the sayings, and I stole this actually from somebody, can't remember really who, but I love the saying, is we want to make our ceiling our children's floor, so that all these things that we can impact their lives with, and when we're long gone, they can take that and even go even higher, okay, and do good things. So that's my 3, okay? Sorry for the long video. Sorry for the interrupted phone call. Let's keep loving each other and doing the right thing. Longevity Health Institute here, for you. Open always, new patients, and we're happy to help you and do what we can for you passionately. Okay, this is Dr. Lewerenz. Be well.